I am so excited about this thing. I've been wanting to talk about it for a while, ever since I heard about it. But I'm sure by now all of you must have heard that they have announced plans to build a Star Trek amusement park in Spain.
I want to go!
I want to go too!
Why isn't it built now?
Right?
Don't just build it secretly and don't tell us, and then say, hey guys, this is open. Don't make us wait a year. Don't make us wait. Come on.
I know. And it does seem like a year. To 2015 it's supposed to be opening. Even if they open at the end of 2015, that's really only not even 24 months of construction. That's pretty quick.
Pretty good. Pulling in all of the troops. Probably what they're going to do is just replicate it.
Well, that would make sense.
Yeah.
That would be awesome.
Replicate it, slot it together.
But if you hadn't heard about this, they announced this a couple weeks ago, and they did it so by releasing a bunch of concept art that had been created for this park. And the concept art, of course, you never know exactly how close it's going to hit to the mark. It looked intriguing, though, but it made me start thinking about what kinds of things would I want to see at the Star Trek amusement park. Basically, I would like an expanded version of what they did at the MGM Grand in Las Vegas, which they had Quark's Bar, they had the Bridge of the Enterprise, they had things like that. I'd want an even bigger thing of that. I want I want all levels of Quark's Bar, and I want holosuites too. I don't know how it's feasible, but there's virtual reality. You can make that happen.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. What kind of things would you want to see?
Well, first of all, I want to be able to walk around on realistic looking sets.
Okay.
I think that would be great. Imagine walking around the gardens in Starfleet Academy. They could do that, couldn't they? Piece of cake.
That would be good.
But yeah, obviously there's going to be some rides and stuff that you could go on, like maybe there's a simulator or something like that. But I think a couple of things I'd really like. One would be a bit like the sort of Laser Quest, gunfight sort of theme, but maybe with some Borg.
Oh, okay.
That would be cool. And if there would be any way that they could kind of make the shields flare so that you can actually in real life have they've adapted moment where you just literally step up to brown alert and get the hell out of there as fast as you can. Or the other thing that I'd quite like would be, and you'd have to book in advance for this, and I'm sure that enough people would want to do it, that they'd be able to make some money out of it, would be that you choose an alien, and you turn up early in the morning, and you get made up as that alien by actual makeup artists, and then have lots of photos taken of you of as said alien, So imagine being a Ferengi or something for a day. How cool would that be?
Yeah, exactly. And I think I would I would have to go the Vulcan. Obviously, I would just want to wear the ears all day. Probably it's going to be hot, so if I, picked another, it'd have melted blue or green makeup all over me. So I think Vulcan's really, but that would be amazing. That would be absolutely incredible. And I think totally feasible too. Sometimes we talk about dream things we'd like to see. I think that's something that could actually really happen.
It would be nice, wouldn't it? It wouldn't even have to be all year round, even. They could just do it like on a couple of sort of weekends or something a year. Think of how many people would pay money for it. Absolutely. They would be rolling in it.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, I have to agree. I would love to have a ride kind of similar to some of the rides they do now, like the Harry Potter Forbidden Adventure ride at Universal in Florida, where it's a simulator in that there's things projected on screens, but you're also on a track and you're moving too.
Yeah.
And I think like a shuttlecraft trying to navigate its way, it's gotten separated from the ship or something, and
through the Bajoran wormhole. Oh my
there you go. Exactly. So something like that where there's a live action element in that you're actually moving, but you're also got a screen in front of you, and maybe you're getting instructions from your academy instructor or whoever is in charge of the bridge crew or whatever. It does beg the question though, if they did a ride like that, what would you want to see, a made up crew, or would you like to see some actors get in on it? I would like to be, guided by Riker or something, like Captain Riker.
Read my mind there. He's a popular chap, is Will Riker. I would like to see the hunchy shoulder in real life.
I think
that's what I'd like to see. They'd have to give him a special captain's chair, but we're having too much of a flashback now, so yeah, I'll just behave myself.
Exactly. exactly. No, I think it would be amazing. I think, yeah, it would be absolutely cool to be. Another extension of getting dressed up and made up is maybe, to be grouped together with a couple other people, random strangers or your friends, whatever you want, and have to act out some kind of scenario or something, like a simulation on a bridge or something, where you get to play a part, kind of like what we do, except live, in person with everyone actually dressed up.
They mock up the Enterprise A ready room, and one person actually sits behind the desk, and the other one's kind of saying, "You need to blow up the damn ship, Jean-Luc," and then they say, "The line must be drawn here.
Yeah.
This far, no further."
There you go. There's just endless possibilities, of things they can do. And I hope that they have some people behind it who are really listening to the fans kind of what they would, or are fans themselves, and are doing this not, to do something really that people are going to have a lot of fun at, I hope so.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm dying to go. So, who's with me first in line? We'll road trip to Spain.
Jumping the queue. One last minute thing that I think would be quite cool is, if they actually just, if we mentioned having Captain Riker giving out orders, but even better would be if they actually get some of the actors to turn up every now and again, and you can take part in events. You could go for a counselling session with Deanna Troi.
Oh dear.
I'm sensing a great deal of excitement. No, it's disappointment, love. I was looking for Ezri Dax. She would snap you in half if you said that too.
Probably. Yeah. That would
God
be
bless
fantastic.
Deanna Troi.
That would be. I'm just really, really excited, and I hope it comes to, fruition.
Mm-hmm.
And it's fruition, right? I used to say fruitation. I thought fruitation was the right word, and then someone corrected me, and I felt like the biggest idiot on the planet.
It is fruition. It is. Fruitation is where you turn somebody into an apple.
Okay. That could work. Just love that fruitation. But anyway, yes, let's cross our fingers collectively as a fandom that this actually happens.